everyone, this is Melanie from Melanie B's Creative Studio, and today I have a paint by number for you that I wanted to do a first look and a company focus on. This particular one, paint by number, is by Paintplot. Now, this was my first purchase from Paintplot, so I only have the one thing to compare. You'll notice I have already dry mounted my canvas to this board, and I have done a previous video about how to dry mount your canvas to make it perfectly flat. So that is what I've done with this particular piece. Let's talk about the design that I chose. Is a beautiful, oh my word, beautiful autumn piece that I might have completed by next autumn. It's gonna take me forever. But the colors are beautiful. I mean, absolutely stunning in this piece. So I was very just excited when I saw this particular design, and I had to run and like literally order it right then. But let's talk about delivery time for this company. So I ordered this piece on August 21st. They sent me a shipping notice on August 25th saying that it had shipped. And then I didn't receive this piece until September the 15th. So if that tells you anything, it was about 21 days, right at 3 weeks that it took to receive this, which is not unheard of considering the fact that most paint by numbers are coming from China. So it did ship from China. And for those of you who like quick shipping and all that, you know, I haven't really found a paint by number company yet that has quick shipping. This is standard, I think, for most companies that ship from China. Let's talk about the canvas. First of all, the canvas is, the numbers and the lines were black. So I'm not a real big fan of black numbers on a canvas. What I have recently discovered is that depending on where the company gets their product from, so they might have different distributors in China. Some of those distributors use pink lines and numbers, some of those use gray lines and numbers, some of them use black. So this particular design, I'm assuming, used black for their numbers and lines. So I'm trying not to use that against the company because I just don't know. And I've never seen this design anywhere else. So I really wanted to get this design. So I'm willing to overlook that a little bit in this particular piece. What I did to tone down the black is something that I'm going to teach you in another video about prepping. What I've done on my canvas, I went ahead and I gessoed it with white gesso. Now that is a big no-no in most situations, but because it was so dark, I needed to tone it down, and I didn't want to sit here and paint each section with a white paint pen and then go back and paint it. So I thought, let me just gesso it. What I had to do first, because this company did not send a black and white printed color guide, which I don't like, but with this particular one, I had to take photos with my phone of each particular section so that if I can't figure out what this number says, if I've already painted it and it needs a second coat, but I can't really see what the number was before, then I'm gonna have to refer back to my camera and pull that up and look. So I'm not a big fan of people who do not send a black and white reference. The colors that I chose, this particular palette includes a ton of colors that are not usually opaque. So what does that mean? That means that these colors, orange, pink, red, and sometimes greens, won't cover the first time, and you have to go back and do second or third coats of that particular color. Well, that was my fault because this is just full of yellows and oranges and pinks and reds. So I really wasn't thinking about that because I love the design so much that I went ahead and just decided to try it. And I did some little practice runs here. After I finished with the gesso and let it dry and everything, I wanted to test some of the lighter colors and see how well they covered, you know, how many coats I'm gonna have to do. And so you can see this is a beautiful pink right here. I do not know what number that was because I've covered it and it's just covered enough for me not to be able to see it anymore. But like, it's gonna have to take a second coat because it is just not a really it's a very translucent color to begin with. So as far as the quality of paints, let's discuss that, because I don't think it matters which company, which paint you get. If the color is like this color, it's just not going to cover. I haven't found any that do. So I think this is going to be this color here, which makes sense. I think it's the only one. And you can see it's a nice creamy consistency. It's not dried out. The paints are nice quality. So again, it is not the lack of quality in a paint that makes it a color that you have to paint more than one coat. It is typically the color itself. It depends on how much pigment is in that color, how much gel is in that color, the fixative. So it all makes a difference. It's 99%, in my experience, is the color that determines whether it is opaque or translucent or somewhere in between. But you can see that that is a very creamy paint. And so I have not had any issues with the quality of paint that are in this kit. Now, if I have to give this company a pass or a fail, I would give them a pass. And really, honestly, the only time I'm probably going to fail a company is if it's just crap. And I have gotten a couple of those, which I probably need to share with you. One company hasn't even shipped me my items, which they are a scam, because I called the number and it is now a disconnected number and all that. So they've got my money. Obviously, they're a fail. And we'll discuss that in another video. But in the meantime, for Paintplot, I'm very happy with this particular piece. I know it's gonna take a little extra work because of the fact that these colors are gonna have to be, 2 and 3 layers. Again, the only thing I don't really like is the fact that I don't have a black and white reference guide, and I'm having to go back to my phone to see what I have going on. And I don't like the fact that it was black ink that was used for the numbers and the lines. So having said all that, I give this company, for this particular piece, a B-. And I feel like you can still trust the company because I have only tried this particular one with this lighter colored palette, that I feel like the company itself is definitely one that you would want to try. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. I just wanted to give you an honest review of my first impressions on this particular paint by number and this company. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope it's been helpful for you. I will include a link to Paintplot. I'm sure you can find coupons online, and that might help you with making your first purchase. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment to my channel, and I hope I will see you back soon. Thank you as always for watching.